my friends. My name is Miss Nieves. It's a pleasure seeing you today in my ELA class. I hope that you are doing well. I'm very happy that you're joining me today. I have planned a very fun lesson. We're going to read two short texts. One titled A Day in a School and the other is My School. I hope that you enjoy them as much as I did. First, let's talk about how we can get information. We get a lot of information from words that we read. I have a question. What is another way to learn new information while reading? From illustration and photograph. We can learn information from looking closely at the illustration, image, and photograph in a text. Okay, please, while I read the text A Day in a School for the first time, focus on the key details. A day in a school. Hi, my name is Aubrey. Every morning, my mom drops me off in front of the school. At the door, I always see my school nurse. She checks my temperature. Then I walk to the classroom. My teacher, Miss Dupre, is always at the door waiting for me with a new face mask. She reminds me to wash my hands. My teacher always makes sure we wash our hands and sanitize them before we leave the classroom for lunch or specials. Miss Dupre gives us a new face mask every day before we go home. I love to see my mom waiting for me in front of the school and tell her what a wonderful day I had. Whoa, Aubrey had a very interesting day. Now, let's look at the photograph and see if you can tell me one detail that you observed from the photograph. Like, where is Aubrey at? Yes, in a classroom. I know she's in a classroom because she is sitting at a desk. And I can see other kids sitting in desk in front of her. Great job. Now let's look at the text. Can you tell me three details that you remember from the text? Okay, great. I remember Mom take Aubrey to school. I also remember Aubrey teacher tells the student to wash and sanitize their hands. And the teacher name is Miss Dupre. Thank you for helping me analyze that first text, A Day in a School. Now, we're going to read a second text. So, now that I'm reading it for the first time, the second text, we are going to focus on key details, okay? My school. Each day I wake up, get dressed, and go to the dining room. Every morning my aunt prepares breakfast for me. I love to eat breakfast with my aunt. Then we clean the table and wash and sanitize our hands. I turn on my computer and my aunt does also. She's my favorite teacher. I study from home and I love it. My favorite part of the day is when I see my mom arriving from work because I can tell her everything that I learned with my aunt. It is interesting that the kid is studying from home. Now, let's look at the photograph. Can you tell me one detail that you observe from the photograph? Like, where is the kid? Yes, at a dining room table. I know she's at the dining room table because I see other chairs around the table and there are some glasses of water on the table. Great job. Now, let's look at the text. Can you tell me 3 details that you remember from the text? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Great. I remember the kid eats breakfast with her aunt. Also, they wash and sanitize their hands. And that the teacher is her aunt. Whoa, love those 2 texts. Now we're going to learn how to find the similarities and differences between the texts. Have you ever heard those words before? What do they mean? Yes? When looking at 2 texts or topics, you can find things about them that are the same and find things that are different. When you are finding similarities or things that are the same, it's called comparing. Similarities are when details in both texts are the same. When you are finding differences or things that are not the same, it is called contrasting. Differences are when details in both texts are not the same. Let's review our first text. The title is A Day in a School. The detail that we analyze from the photograph is that Aubrey is in the classroom. Other details that we analyze from the text were: Mom takes Aubrey to school. Aubrey's teacher tells the students to wash and sanitize their hands. The teacher's name is Miss Dupré. Now, let's review our second text. The title is My School. The detail that we analyze and gather information from the photograph is that the kid is at the dining room table. Some other details that we analyze from the text is the kid eats breakfast with her aunt. Also, they wash and sanitize their hands. And that the teacher is her aunt. Now that we have reviewed our 2 texts, let's see what details we can find that are the same. What similarities do you see? Yes, that they both talk about school. Now, do you see another similarity? Whoa, both of the kids wash and sanitize their hands. Great job! Let's see if in our details we can find differences. What differences do you see? Yes, one student goes to school inside a classroom, and the other goes to school in her dining room. Do you see another difference? Okay. In the first text, the teacher is Miss Dupre. And in the other text, the teacher is her aunt. Today, you have learned how to analyze two texts by looking at the photograph and text to find the similarities and differences. I had a good time today with you. I hope to see you in the next lesson. Bye. Hasta pronto.